everyone, I'm Lindsay. This is Perfectly Bookish, and I want to honor Black History Month by talking about some amazing authors and looking at some gorgeous covers of their books. Author I would like to talk about is Tomi Adeyemi. She is the author of the Legend of Orcia series. She has Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I'm not sure when the next book comes out, but Tomi, please try to get it out soon. I am so curious what is going to happen next. And this series follows people where magic has been taken from them because the king did not want there to be magic, and everyone else gets treated so horribly. So they want to bring magic back, take back what is rightfully theirs, and just live in a better world. Things get confusing because the nobles, some higher up people, end up having magic, but it's okay for them to have it, but not others. And then the prince and the princess get involved. One of them is fighting with their father, another is going against. There's magic scrolls. There's just so much magic in these stories. Amazing characters, and I highly recommend this series. And let's just take a moment to look at these covers. I mean, how gorgeous is that? I mean, the colors here just pop against the hair. And if you do have magic, you have white hair in the story, so that is what this represents. And then we have the other cover, which is gorgeous as well. They are very striking, but the stories are even more amazing, so I recommend the Legend of Orcia series by Tomi Adeyemi. Next I have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. She also has written on the come up, and recently, I believe it was January 12th, Concrete Rose has come out, and it is a prequel to The Hate You Give, which follows the father of the girl in this book. Star was at a party and she gets a ride home from a friend. They get pulled over by a police officer. Her friend is outside of the car, reaches in the car, he's just grabbing a hairbrush, but the police officer shoots him and he ends up dying. Star does not want it to be known that she was in the car with her friend, and there is just so much hate going on in the world. And she saw her friend get shot for no reason, and I think this book is just so telling of what the world is in today. And there is a movie of this as well. Amanda Stenberg plays Star. There's just so much to learn from this book, so much meaning and power behind it. And while I'm filming this right now, I am hold number 1 for Concrete Rose, but I don't know if the libraries are having trouble getting the books to them. But I really want to read it. That has a red background with her father on the cover when he's younger, and I really want to hear his story as well, so hopefully by the time I actually post this video I will have read that as well. But again, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. On the come up is about a girl who wants to be a rap star, and it follows her story. With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. She has become one of my favorite authors. This is the only physical book I own of hers. She has also written The Poet X and Clap When You Land. This book follows Imani, who is a teen mother. She has dreams one day of becoming a chef. She lives with her grandma, who helps her a lot with her daughter, and she isn't sure about living out her dreams because she knows she has a responsibility to take care of her daughter and to help provide for her. But she gets an amazing opportunity at school. There is finally going to be a cooking class, and there is a trip involved, and she's just learning how to balance her life and her dreams. And it is a very, very good story. And this cover is gorgeous as well, with the food to represent her being a cook. Yeah. Clap When You Land is a book about two girls in two different places. One lives in New York and the other lives in Puerto Rico. One of the girls is waiting for her dad to come home, but there is an unfortunate plane crash and a secret comes out that these girls actually have the same father. He was living two different lives, and that was a great book as well. So is The Poet X, which was written in verse, and I recommend all of Elizabeth's books. Her writing is great, her characters are even better, and it gives you strong messages as well, and she is definitely an author I would recommend. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. Now this cover I love as well. I don't know if you can see here and down here there's a little shine to it, but the swirls just represent the magic that is in this story. So our main character, Bree, she is 16 years old. Her and her friend get accepted into a program where you can live on a college campus, and it's kind of like a pre-college before going to college. Her mom recently died, and then she had a battle with her mom about going to this place and this program in the first place, but she ends up going, and it's just a nice escape as well. But she finds out very quickly that there is some magic. She's a Legendborn, and they're Shadowborn, and her mom might have not just died in a car crash. There may be a lot more behind her death. I did have some trouble at some times following the world. It's a very interesting world, but it's just a lot, so I had to make sure I was in the right mindset while reading this book. But it is definitely an interesting read and a book you should have on your shelves. This next book I have not read. Obtained the book in a trade just this last year, so I'm hoping to read it soon. It is Slay by Brittney Morris. There is a girl who is very smart, and she is one of the only black kids at her school. Once she goes home, she gets to escape into the gaming world, but there is a death that happens, and it's being blamed on the game, so she wants to save the world where she feels that she can be herself. So it sounds really interesting. I just love the colors in this cover and how here they add a gaming aspect to go with what the story is about. So this is a book that I definitely hope to read in 2021. Another book that I want to talk about is Grown by Tiffany D Jackson. I do not own a copy. I listened to the audiobook, and I know it said that this book wasn't written because of this, but the best way that I can explain it nice and quick is R. Kelly and that situation. So the book is intense, could be some trigger warnings in there, but there is a young girl enchanted who wants to be a music star, and she goes to a contest, and she is seen by this guy named Corey who is big in the music industry, and she is 17 years old at the time. He is an older man, and he promises her hopes and dreams that she does have a good voice, that he can start recording records with her, and he knows exactly what he is doing, his smooth talk, and he manipulates Enchanted, and she gets stuck in a tough place, not knowing what to do, and she doesn't want to jeopardize her career before it even starts, and there is some very sad things that go on in this book. The book can get very intense, and it's just so sad because this is stuff that does happen in real life. So I do recommend this book, but just be warned, read up a little bit on it first in case it could trigger anything for you. And the cover just has that bright yellow pop, and it's just a gorgeous cover as well. So those are some books and authors I just want to honor for the month, and it was kind of sad while I was going through my shelves, there really wasn't a lot of representation, and that is changing more and more, and I just hope it keeps on changing, and I want to add more of these amazing books by amazing authors to my shelves. Remember to do what makes you happy and read on. See you next time.